Mindscreed. We're here.
So how you been, bud? How you been?
Yeah, I've been good. A little bit stressed.
What?
Actually, I've been stressed. You know what? I'm stressed because I'm not stressed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that. That's that proactive sort of mentality.
I've got like an assignment due in 3 days. I mean, it doesn't really count, but still.
In 3 days.
Yeah. It's like 2,500 words.
Jesus. Lord have mercy.
But I've got a plan. I shall improvise.
Bloody hell.
I shall adapt and overcome.
Yeah, it made
So
me
we do
laugh. I've seen that on your posts a lot recently as well.
It's a way of life now. It's gotta be, you know. If Bear Grylls said it, then you know it's a survival tactic. It's we don't want to survive. We want to thrive as well. Hence the overcoming.
I can't even remember the meme you sent me. Just for like the listeners, can you remember what it was?
Oh wait, have you already typed? Shit, man, call me off guard. I'm thinking it's just me and you, but there's like other people.
That's where the best stuff comes from.
Yeah, what was it? All right, so this guy accidentally, you know, for you guys listening, there's a meme with Bear Grylls, with a picture of Bear Grylls pointing, and it's this guy sent one of his co-workers a porn link, right? And then obviously that was embarrassing. So he's like, okay, I'll be found out. And then he sends the same porn link to all of the co-workers in the office. And then he just says it's a virus or a spam or something like that. You know? And then the words Bear Grylls says improvise, adapt, and overcome. I don't know, I thought that was fucking hilarious. Now I've adopted that way of life though, you know. And a lot of life is improvising. Even this is improvising.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I like improvising. Especially like acting, sort of improvising. And just like acting weird. Are you still feeling ill at all? Or are you alright now?
I'm recovering.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the last stage where you can still feel it a little bit.
Did you buy the that man up syrup?
Oh yeah, that's some expensive man up syrup, man. That's all. You see, you'd think Boots sell that syrup, innit?
Damn,
but they don't.
Shit.
I had to get it in some next corner shop, man. In some corner in city center in Oxford. Expensive shit. But yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm actually... No, that's another lie. I'm actually tired. That's an egg. Because I was waking last night, innit?
Yeah, until 4 in the morning.
Till 4 in the morning.
How was that? Did anything crazy happen?
Well, I think at work or afterwards.
Both?
Well, like, there's always something crazy happening at work when people fight. It's a nightclub, isn't it? So people be drunk, fighting, and actually today something different happened. Girls were fighting today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's a little bit conflicting. Like, should I stop this fight or should I go in? Like, just don't want to be that white knight. You're like, yo, stop this violence. Like, is it really violence? And then they're looking so... But no. They had to stop. The guard came in, kicked them both out. Sometimes. So those are the only, like... There's like I have like little moments where I enjoy the nightclub. Yeah. Because otherwise I'm just going around up and down, collecting glasses and shit. And it's really boring, man. It's banking work. That's what it is.
I could just imagine you with like such the plainest ass face like just there, like really it's not enjoying yourself, like with some poker ass face, and you just like just walking around like nothing.
Yeah. And afterwards, like at 4 a.m. in the morning, all you see is like just the drunk people going back home. You know, people talking to homeless people. Actually, something funny happens. I saw this homeless guy comes up to me, asks for money. I'm like, sorry, I don't have any money. And I actually don't have any money. I'm focused in Oxford, but yeah. And then he turns around and asks another homeless person if they have money. I'm like, bruh. Like, bruh. Like, really, nigga? Really?
I like the ambition.
But yeah, man, that's Oxford life for me, man. Homeless people and girls fighting.
Well, you had like, I seen you riding a bike the other day. Some yellow bike.
Oh, yeah.
You got into the Oxford bike like hype then.
Yeah, it's the city of bikes, isn't it?
I don't blame you.
It's one of those where you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
It's like 50p per ride. But the one I was riding, I just randomly found it. Like someone removed the basket. There's usually a basket in front of the bike. They tore that shit apart. And there's this thing where like it's a lock, so you have to scan it to unlock it. They tore that apart as well. So it's basically just a bike. And then honestly, I'm not gonna leave just a bike there.
Right.
So also, borrowed it.
Imagine if it was just like a hot setup.
Huh?
Imagine if it was just like a hot setup. And you just got set up.
I would chill once. Then I'd feel less sad about what happened next, because I rode it to work and then packed it, finished work, came up, and it wasn't there. So someone stole the bike. I stole it. That's messed up.
That's what your snap was. Can you steal something that was already stolen? Oh, that's so funny.
The savages here, man. The city of bikes, man. What about you, man? Oh shit, you had a tattoo today, didn't you? You were meant to.
Yeah, I was meant to, but like I kind of got a little of what you got the other day, and I'm not really feeling too good myself. And he weren't really turning up, but if he did, I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna have to skip this one, mate. So I'm really not feeling too good.
Yeah, I understand. Man.
I just thought it was a funny sort of karma. You was on telling me the other day you weren't feeling good, and I was like, man up, and blah blah blah. And now I'm the kind of guy going on like that.
What goes around comes around, babe. This one comes around.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what's weird? Like
sometimes.
Not to change the subject from your pain, your monthly pain.
My heavy burden.
You know what?
My heavy burden.
Your heavy burden. Yeah. What was I gonna say? That like introduction, innit? It always feels weird when we don't have like an introduction.
What did you say?
That's why I was so surprised when we were recording.
Yeah, I was gonna do the introduction like some time ago, but yeah, I just carried on talking, I guess.
Yeah, and then we can record it separately and then just put it in there.
Yeah.
Again, it's gonna cut this out anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah. What's hot in the news, bruh?
Oh Jesus.
I've been living in.
They've done it again. Like the. What are they?
What?
The Paul brothers.
The Paul brothers.
Already done it again, innit? If you don't know about Logan Paul, you probably like not necessarily like a YouTuber, a fan or something like that. He's basically like so I think he's like 20 years old or 21 years old. He's just blown up. Like 2017 for YouTube was his and his brother's like year. Within like a year, he's probably hit like 15 mil. And both of these brothers, they both originated on Vine, and then that closed down obviously, and then went to YouTube. But both of the brothers, the majority of their fans are predominantly like children, and what happened, which was kind of weird, was so Logan Paul was going into a forest known for suicides in Japan.
Yeah.
And he
But you know what it's called?
I can't remember the actual name of the place.
Okay.
But he said he was going to do like a challenge in there, like to stop over there overnight. But obviously, like you're gonna kind of maybe just a little bit walk into like someone dead there, because it's kind of like a suicide forest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, so he uploaded that, and there's just been a lot of controversy about it, 'cause it's a sensitive subject, and a few things like happened in the video of like giggles and zoom-ins and possibly like disrespect to Japan as a whole as well, and like the other countries in Europe he's going around, and I don't know, it was a bit weird. It's just scary, because like I don't think we understand how influential we are to like some individuals, but like
especially him. He's a YouTube star. He's basically a celebrity.
And it's not like he doesn't know his fan base are kids. And it's weird in a way how him and his brother are always, in a way, sort of like brainwashing these kids to go buy their merch and all that sort of stuff. It's just pretty crazy. But like the weird thing is, we all know that it has a monitoring system. YouTube does, doesn't it? But like apparently YouTube looked at it and they thought it was fine. After that, they thought that was fine, so they put it on the trending list, and it was trending like on the from the beginning, and it never even got took down by YouTube. Logan was the person who took it down from after getting like all of the backlash. But like,
how long was it on YouTube for as well?
It must have maybe like 24 hours or something.
And he had bare views as well, right? He had like over 60.
It was weird.
Over 60 views?
I think it came out like 12 o'clock, just before like the New Year or something. And I seen it, and I was like, yo, damn. I wasn't really sure like how I felt at the end of it.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird. But yeah, but the weird thing is like,
what was like your issue?
My issue. Probably like,
yeah. What was your...
because of how like young his fans are, and it kind of felt a little disrespectful. I don't know. It just felt kind of weird how it went on.
Yeah, because he says he was trying to raise awareness for suicide, but his actions don't really speak to that.
Yeah.
It seemed more like he was trying to just make a YouTube video. Like he was just thinking, I'm not trying to like rationalize his behavior.
No, but you can see where you can see.
Like I think his mindset was just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be entertaining for people on YouTube. And like and he says like, I haven't seen the video, but I've seen people comment on the video or react to the video. I think he says, what does it say? He says, this has never happened in the history of YouTube or something like that.
At the beginning, like.
Yeah.
It just seems a little like scripted and planned out, almost as if like he really planned it out and knew what was going to happen, or he knew he could get away with it. Because I don't know, it just, when I've like seen some of these things before, to make like a trademark on like a big upcoming event or video he makes, he'll wear like this denim Gucci he bought for like 10 grand or something ridiculous. It looks nice, it's all right, but it's not 10 grand. But he wore that on the suicide one as well. And I don't know if I was thinking too much into it, but like, I don't know, it was just weird that like, I just felt like he could have thought to himself, oh, to make it a bit more light-hearted, or to make me seem a little bit more friendly, I'd have this like Star Wars kids toy hat on me and stuff. I don't know.
It's not usually like that. Like I never watch this guy or his videos. I know he's like a famous superstar or whatever, but and he's every day It's every day, bro. It's every day, bro. This is beautiful. That's the only thing I've seen on this guy. And like you have people trying to like he made an apology video.
Yeah, he made an apology video.
Oh yeah, I'm really embarrassed to have done this, man.
But like
like it doesn't look.
Yeah, it looked weird. Did you watch it? Just like looking into his eyes and how he was acting.
Yeah,
it felt very like, I don't know. It didn't feel real. Obviously, he must be sad and stuff. But okay, but this is like the next fucked up thing. This is weird. Like, so the next day, if you haven't heard of YouTube Red, I don't know much about it, but I'm going to try and give you a little intake of what it is. It's where YouTube partners up with big YouTubers, and they get like a funding or something, and they get to do like bigger projects like documentaries and stuff like that, and you have to like pay, so you get your subscription. YouTube Red like recently just introduced a new series saying you want to see a dead person or something like that. So you want to see a dead person, that's the title of the series.
No,
isn't that like, yo, what the fuck?
What the hell? That's messed up. And what? So they're gonna be showing videos of dead bodies?
I have no idea, but that was the title of the series. And I thought, this is me thinking maybe too much into it, but I thought to myself, like, I'm pretty sure Logan Paul has done a YouTube Red with them or with something. So if he had a guy on the inside or something that found out that he was going to be making this series with someone, or maybe he thought, oh, then I'll get in there first before they do it.
Yeah, he tried to capitalize on it, basically.
Yeah, or that's just me thinking, like, maybe a little bit too much into it. But did you see the True Geordie's reaction to it?
No.
I'll send you the link of it. That was a really good video, you know. That shit touched me, man. He really got soppy for a bit, but that was a good video. I really rated him for that.
What was the highlights?
He was just talking about influence and vulnerability of sorts, and how much of an impact we have on people. And he was talking about his podcast, The True Geordie. Check it out if you haven't. It's a good podcast, man. He was talking about it, and he said this is when he starts to move to tears, but he's trying to hide it. And he said that's why, like, he filmed a podcast on Christmas Day, because he knows, like, some people are out there really lonely and suicidal maybe, and these, like, it sounds crazy, but if you've never been there before, you won't know. But these, like, a notification, something as small as a notification coming up of your favourite podcast, that could, like, save a life, and that just, or even make a week, or someone's day, or someone's month. But we never get to actually know that. But I think we just forget and underestimate the impact we have on other people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, he was crying at that point, but I don't know, it was just a really nice video. I really rate him for doing that. Because you rarely think about them people on Christmas who don't have family or don't have, like, any of this and that. The ones who are just, like, alone.
Like during times of family gatherings and stuff. I understand, yeah. But even like this, going back to this Logan situation and the suicide forest, it's disrespectful to Japanese culture itself, really, him doing that. It's like, oh, you have this American kid fucking coming here, you know, disrespecting the land of Japan. And he's done a few vlogs in Japan, right? Like, I think he went to this sacred, or it's supposed to be a sacred, I don't know, a river or a stream or something, and you're not supposed to be near it like that. And I think he was there and touched the water and all that. And it's just so, like, I was looking at another response, like, What's interesting is the response that Japanese people are giving to this, because most of them are pissed off, obviously. Like this typical American, kid trying to. It's almost like he's at Winterland or I don't know Disneyland or some shit. So he doesn't really think about.
Yeah.
He's not really thinking that deeply about it.
Yeah, well,
But it's just
it might be
too
hard
much.
too. When you live in that repetitive sort of action and living in that mind of not necessarily his own, but like the collective child sorts of entertainer's mind.
Mm.
But like, because and another thing as well. Apparently, is getting sued by a clothing company called Maverick Apparel, and they're saying that he has lost them an estimated of like £4 million because their argument is that he's putting he's attaching a badness to their name. That's basically what they're saying. They're saying that you're making our brand look bad because you've called your brand Maverick, and our brand is already here and established.
Right.
And stuff like that.
Right, so what, like there was a drop in sales or something, and they're blaming it on him.
That's probably what their argument's going to be, right? That's maybe what they're saying. People just want money, don't they? They want money.
Yeah. Capitalism at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about this. Like the suicide rate in Japan is high, compared to other countries.
Yeah.
It's one of the, like 25 in, I think I wrote it up somewhere. 25 in like 100,000. That's a fucking lot, right?
Wow.
It's like 100 people a year dying in suicide forest.
It's bad. If anyone's out there like suffering, just like don't suffer alone. Just talk to someone. We'll get like a link in the description, or like a phone number you can ring, or if you're ever feeling as low as that.
Yeah.
Just remember, you're not alone. Like everyone goes through these things at certain points in their lives. But at least it has done one thing, and it is making people talk about it a little more, right?
Yeah, I guess. Actually, yeah, I guess so. Because not many people, I don't think many people even knew about suicide forest. Like if that was an actual thing in Japan.
Did you know about it beforehand?
No. I should do it. So I watched like a few videos on it as well. And so when they find a dead person in the forest, they take down the body and they put it in in a room near the forest, and the forest guard has to sleep in the same room as the body, because apparently if the body is left alone, the spirit or the soul is gonna come out and scream and haunt everyone. So like if it's not left alone, then that's not gonna happen. I think that's why people think the forest is haunted.
Yeah.
No, the people think the forest is haunted because at least one thing I heard was that during ancient times, say during times of there was famine and there wasn't enough food for everyone, they would escort, they would take the eldest people and move them into the forest and leave them there to die.
Wow.
And like in Japanese culture, I think they believe that if a person dies with feeling hatred or with like a sense of wanting to have revenge on someone, then their soul's gonna come back and stay on Earth and go out there and hunt people and all that. That's what they think when Suicide Forest is haunted. That's crazy. And like the guards, the ones that have to stay inside the ones that have to sleep with the body, well, not with the body, but in the same place as the body. Like they do rock, paper, scissors just to decide who gets to do it.
Is it?
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
What a world, right?
Yeah.
What a world.
You were talking about influence and all that. Like imagine, like he's become one of the most hated people in 2018, and the year just started. Bro. It's only 7 days. 7 days a new year. You've already messed up like this, man. Come on, Logan. Come on.
It's weird, isn't it? They really know like how to get these views like that, but like at what price?
That's why I thought it was fake. I thought it was fake because like maybe he's just trying to like get more views and shit. But he was actually real. But yeah, man. And he's tried. I don't know. Like, what do you think? Do you think he deserves to be forgiven? Like, oh yeah, he was, got caught up in the moment. He thought it was, I don't know, maybe he'll get views or whatever.
Yeah, I think everyone deserves a second chance.
Does he though? I mean, people do deserve a second chance, but does he deserve a second chance?
How many chances? How many chances has he had? So what's he actually done bar this?
What?
What's he done, like, bar this?
Okay, first of all, that haircut of his.
Oh, shit, son, you throwing some
his
shit.
eyes are kind of a bit slanted. It's like, you don't know.
His eyes are slanted. Oh, shit.
I'm kidding. Listen, I'm a hater, man. He gets money. I know. I'm sure he gets girls, but whatever. He's so weird. And like, his in his apology.
Yeah.
It was definitely practiced.
No
and then,
blinking as well, right?
Yeah. Like near the end here, he goes, I'll be better. I will change or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like that's the type of thing that movie celebrities say. It's the same thing that Justin Bieber said, man, when he was being roasted at the end of his roast. It's like, oh yeah, I've been immature. I will try to change and be a man.
Yeah. Did you know like, that was his second apology? He did do one apology on Twitter, but it pissed people off even more because the majority of the apology was him saying like, I didn't need to do it to get views. I already get views, and I this and I that, and this has never been done. Blah 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 blah. On Twitter, he pissed off a load of people, and then he had to make a new one.
But so he apologized on Twitter first, and then he made the video.
Yeah, but it just made people more like pissed off. A few celebrities spoke up and stuff because like it was just weird. It was like very self-absorbed.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
I mean, in the apology video, he did say sorry to the people he was actually supposed to be saying sorry to, which are like, the guy that was hanging and his family as well.
Yeah, rest in peace to that guy.
Yeah. Imagine, like, you decided to, not that you should, you decided to end your life here. And some dickhead's gonna come up there with a camera and like honestly, you're in the afterlife, innit? Like you're just a soul, you're a spirit, so you can't really do anything. You're just there watching some fucking Justin Bieber, Tim looking. Okay, maybe I don't know. I'm hating on this guy, but he deserves to be hated. Someone has to do it. I'll take on that role. I'll be the hater. You can be, I don't know. whatever you want to be. But yeah, and then this dick is, you know, filming you and trying to get YouTube views, and they're laughing. That's what pissed me off about it, man. Like, they were actually giggling and laughing and shit.
Yeah, I know. I do say sometimes you got to laugh at absolutely everything, but I don't know. So I think that can only be successful, say, like in a small group of friends or just with yourself. When you try it, laugh at certain subjects to a mass of millions of people, then it's not this. It don't go down like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is interesting. Like, you should be able to laugh at everything, even then. But if it's this sensitive, like, I don't know. Like, I think it's not our role. I have an argument for that, actually. I think comedians are allowed to make fun of it.
Yeah. Chameleons.
Not chameleons. Chameleons can't do anything, man. They just camouflage. I'm talking about comedians.
Oh, comedians. I thought you said chameleons. Oh, comedians.
Comedians, yeah, comedians.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they say shit that no one else is saying or is supposed to say.
Yeah, of course.
And then they add a little bit of humor on that. And then we laugh, because honestly, it's like, you know, it's funny. Like, it's not funny.
They can get away with it.
It's not funny. Yeah.
They can get away with it to quite an extent because that's like their persona they've built to show the whole world of what they are already like. That's what you'd expect already from that.
Yeah. And also talk about subjects that are taboo and sort of, you know, I don't know, make it ridiculous in a way. Even though, like, I think most comedians are, I don't want to say tortured souls, but most of them.
Yeah, I hear that.
Still have that thing in common. You know? You look at Robin Williams, he was going through depression and even like current comedians as well.
Yeah, I see that pattern as well. Like with a lot of like comedians, they have quite a depth to them, don't they? And a serious like sort of understanding of life and how the game sort of is being played. The darkness to it all. But that's when I say you gotta laugh, innit? You just gotta laugh. You have to laugh. And if they know that, they know what it's like to feel like absolute rubbish or suicidal or alone, lonely or anything like that. So they just don't want other people to experience that for themselves.
Yeah.
So it's good to remember how powerful we are and how much we can help like that, how much we have to serve others, and you feel really good when you help other people without like any expectations of anything in return, just for the sake of it, for the sake of loving yourself and other people. You just feel good, bruh.
You gotta breathe in that good ass prana, man.
Yeah.
It's when you help people.
I think even Infinite Waters did a review on it as well.
What he did?
Yeah, man.
What did he say?
I don't think I've seen all of it. That's when you know shit's like kind of big when like even Infinite Waters is putting like attention to it.
Everyone's jumping on this.
I know, and it's crazy in a way because like some people are just doing it with no remorse at all, and it's more for like clout, just chasing that clout shit to get some more views and more like popularity and everything, and that's the sadness, that's the madness of the world.
I know, and these people disgust me. It's because they run out of ideas.
For us even to put this on YouTube and like to monetize it as well is fucked up. That's just weird still.
Oh, what's weird? The monetization system?
No, like making money off it.
Alright, yeah. Shit, but it was taken down for like in under 24 hours, how much money could he have made?
Oh, no, because he said at the beginning he isn't monetizing it, didn't he? He said something like that.
Interesting. I still don't like this guy. I don't know much about him, but I just don't like him. Even before his suicide thing, I still never liked him. It's just weird, man.
There's something about
he has that. Like you'd call him a posh wanker, because he's rich, and race has nothing to do with this. But he's also white. He's a
privilege. Yeah. So changing it up slightly, non-binary. When people, I know it's such a switch, isn't it? Logan Paul is non-binary.
Smooth.
Is it non-binary or non? How do you say it?
Genderqueer.
Genderqueer.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my thought, bro. Non-binary stuff. Yeah. Okay. So, do you think in the future? Okay. So, to explain to the audience, if you don't know what it is, it's when someone doesn't wish to identify with a gender, so they like to use pronouns of them. Would you say does that cover it, Tawonga?
Yeah, so it's like any gender that doesn't belong to male or female. So they want to identify as something else besides male or female. And I think we should define some things in it. So you were gonna say, what are you gonna say? Sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was thinking in the future, will they then be like non-racery or something like that, when we have individuals not wanting to identify as their race or skin colours?
That still happens, like people saying they're not black or they're not white, or remember that what's her name? Rachel. Her name was Rachel. This white lady in America. She was saying that she doesn't identify as white.
Yeah.
She identifies as black.
Oh, are you on about the woman who got like injections to change her skin colour?
Did she get injections?
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't think no. I think that's probably someone else. I don't know. You viewers out there around the world, comment below if she got injections, because I don't remember reading anything about her getting injections. But she was just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm black," when she clearly isn't black. I would forgive that if she had she was like a quarter black, or like her great grandfather was black or something. But she was just saying that I'm black. I'm not white.
Was she pale white ginger?
Yeah, come from what?
Is she like from Denmark or something? She's not English, is she?
No, I think she's American. She's American, because this was all over. I don't know, man. Check the records. I'm just speculating from like a really vague memory. I just remember her name, and she was saying she was not white, she was black. So people actually do that. But I didn't know you could get injections to turn your skin color around. How does that work?
Injecting spray tan.
Let me get some black. Let me get some brown.
That sounds.
Imagine getting, if there's an injection to turn your skin green or blue.
To turn, as if there was an injection to turn your skin green.
Sorry, man. It sounds fuzzy.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, same.
All right, we'll come back to this.
How's your internet?
Okay,
Oh,
so going back to that non-dualistic, non-racial thing. What was your views on that? It's not probable.
No, it's not improbable. I think it's very possible. With especially with the way technology is evolving right now, we can already change someone's biological sex. From a guy to a female, that all transition and thing. Now to become a different species, I mean, I can understand that in terms of us fusing with us becoming cyborgs, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we become robots, or start to identify as robots instead of as humans. I don't know if as a different race. So again, this actually exists. There's people. I mean, it's a very small population. People actually identify as other species of animals. Some people identify as dogs. And they actually, try to act like dogs. So they bark, they sort of move on all fours. I mean, it's fucked up, but this reminds me of this case study of this child that was raised by wild dogs, basically. Oh. And everything he did was like a dog. He drank like them, he ate like them, he ran like them. He couldn't speak at all as well. And all this because he had no other humans to identify with.
You are the company you keep.
Hey, birds of a feather.
Hey.
No, I mean.
Hey.
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 Yeah. Yeah. I can't even do it because my throat's hurting so much.
You see, I'm past that stage. I think my throat's fine now. Whew, back to health. Feels good. Feels good. This could be you, Billy, but no, you decided to get sick.
Fuck you, bruh. Fuck you, bruh.
Wait, so, do you think it's possible then?
What?
To identify as something else? Because I've only heard this in really, really minor cases.
To identify as something else?
As another species.
As another species. I see it less from I see it more from an anarchy sort of point of view, going against the system, so it can't necessarily categorize us and put us into these boxes and labels. But I don't know. It has its bonus. It has its pros and cons. It's a big subject. But,
yeah, because that's it's what would you call it? Species dysphoria. Or race dysphoria?
Possibly, yeah.
Because gender dysphoria is feeling uncomfortable or feeling really, really high distress. Because say you were assigned as at birth your gender was a boy, but you don't feel that way internally as your identity.
But when you say gender dysphoria and stuff like that, it almost makes it seem like a disorder or some form of condition. As if
That's true.
Because it's outside of our norms as a tribe, as a cultural tribe, it's outside of our norm. We don't understand it, so we link words to it that make it seem as if that individual is lost or not uncomfortable within their own skin. But obviously, it's in some cases, it's just as simple as wishing to rebel against the system and the machine, I guess. We'll have to have someone on to talk about it.
Yeah, Do you know anyone?
Nope. But if anyone's out there, let us know.
But yeah, it does sound like, because it is a medical term. Gender dysphoria is actually, it's a clinical, it's used in clinical diagnosis. Yeah, so it's in the DSM, it's in the American Psychology Association, diagnostic manuals. What do you do? So do you not agree that it's not abnormal?
Do I not agree?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like, how do we decide what's normal or not?
That's a good question, bruh. I'm sorry, guys, but that's gonna be all for now.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We'll have to leave them questions
so
for
let's
another
set this
time.
question. Sorry, are you talking?
Yeah, we'll leave them questions for another time.
Oh,
For the next
okay.
one. Okay, thanks for listening, guys. Much love.
Mindscreed.
If you're suffering with in any form, I wish you love and healing energy. I'm just chatting shit now, innit?
Yeah. All love to you people.
Links in the description. Peace out. Bye.
Just